really had everybody talking today is what happened with Alexander Ovechkin. Now, just so to bring people up to speed, Carolina beat Washington 5-0. Washington leads the series 2-1. Washington won the first 2 games at home. They go to Carolina, and Carolina smokes them last night with Peter Mrazek in that. But in that game, Alexander Ovechkin dropped the gloves with the Carolina Hurricanes young rookie star who was taken with was he second pick last year? Andrei Svechnikov.
One of the top picks, anyway.
Yeah, he was one of the guys right there. And he's a kid from Russia, 33-year-old versus a 19-year-old in a fight. And Ovi dropped him bad. And one of the first signs in any athletic competition that always makes everyone go, uh-oh, is when the players on the field, or in this case the ice, immediately start waving the trainers onto the ice. And that's what happened. Svechnikov just took about 2 punches right to the face, went down, and banged his head on the ice. But I think he was already out, but the fall didn't help. And the players, the rest of the Hurricanes, were immediately going, hey, get on the ice, get on the ice. And they're not happy about it. Here was the quote from Rob Brindamore, their coach. Svech means a lot to us. Young kid, just turned 19. Now, let me just tell you, too, he laid there for a long time, out cold, couldn't stand up.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. I'm watching it right now.
The replay I saw, he was down on the ice for a while, couldn't get up.
It wasn't out cold. He got knocked out cold for a split second. He immediately starts moving, gets on his knees.
He can't get up.
Right, but what you said, he was knocked unconscious for a long time. He
however
struggles to get up, but
however long you want to call it, I think he's out cold. And he can't get up, Gator. He cannot get up. He's on the ice. He can't even, get himself into a sitting position. He's as much knocked out as anyone I've seen by a punch. But anyway, here's the quote from Brindamore. Svech means a lot to us. Young kid, just turned 19. He has a special bond with our group, with me too. When you see that, it makes you sick. I'm still sick to my stomach about it. It's a little bit tough because I just heard Ovi talk about it, and he said our guy challenged him. So if that's the case, it's a little different. If you watch the video, he slashes him twice. Ovi, whack, whack. Then Svech gets him back. I don't know if there's words exchanged, but one guy's gloves comes off first, and that's Ovi, not our guy. So it's a little frustrating because he got hurt. It's his first fight. He played 90 games. He's never fought in his life. I'm pretty sure Ovi knew that, so that stuff bothers me. I don't know what impact this is going to have on this kid's career. Maybe none. But this is a bad one. And I've been looking for updates today on Andrei Svechnikov. But it was ugly. And now his brother, who next year will likely be with the Wings, Evgeny Svechnikov, just posted on Instagram in big, bold letters, 1, 2, Freddie's coming for you, which is the song from A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right, and then puts at Alexander Ovechkin.
Now, so a Red Wing is vowing revenge for his brother, which is something you got to be careful of. Because isn't that what got Bertuzzi in trouble with, was it Steve Moore?
It did get him in some trouble with that. Well, I mean, it was premeditated. You knew that the next time they matched up that something was going to happen, and something did happen, and it was awful the way that those things
You should never call
out.
your shot with a hockey fight. Ever.
No, I get it. The emotion, he's his brother and wants to take care of his little brother. I totally understand that. And but you do have to be careful with it because you don't want to go out there and injure somebody. And let's get this let's say this. It was just a fight. It was a hockey fight that didn't end well because the guy banged his head on the ice. He gets knocked out from a punch from Ovechkin, hits him right in the chin. It happens all the time. All the time in hockey. What doesn't happen all the time is him hitting his head on the ice, although it does happen. He struggles to get up, as you said, but within a minute, he's off the ice. I think he's going to be fine. I hope he's going to be fine. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I would hope he's going to be fine. But the way concussions happen now We just don't know for certain. But this is nothing like, this isn't the most egregious thing, or it's not egregious at all. It's a fight.
I think the outcome, I don't know how bad this outcome's going to be. I don't know how long this guy's going to be out for. If he's going to be out at all, what? I looked for updates today, and I was surprised there was nothing really updated on his condition. It's just a hockey fight, yes. The result of the hockey fight is what gets me. Now, did Ovechkin break any rules? Did he do anything unfair?
No.
Well, Brind'Amour seems
if
to
it
think
went
so.
down the way, well, if it went down the way that Ovechkin said, like they were slashing each other, and then Svechnikov says to him, "You want to go? Let's go." And Ovechkin's like, "Okay, let's go." And then they fight. It's a fight. However, most hockey fights happen that way, and watching it again on the replay. And Rod Brind'Amour complains about, he dropped his gloves first. Well, somebody always drops the gloves first. And if you watch the replay, it doesn't take Svechnikov long to drop his gloves. Both guys are bare-fisted by the time the first punch is thrown. So, Rod Brind'Amour is going to be very protective of his own player, and I get it. His player's a rookie in the league. I get it. Ovechkin's a veteran in the league. I get it. However, this isn't like it's Bob Probert going on and taking on some young rookie who's just a scorer and has no intentions of fighting. It's Alexander Ovechkin who doesn't fight a whole lot. He plays the game at a ridiculous pace, but he doesn't fight. So it's not like you're pulling out one of the enforcers in the league to take care of the young rookie hotshot for the Carolina Hurricanes.
What do you think is behind, then, the threat from his brother?
I think it's just his brother's sticking up for his brother. That's all.
Is he going to do this over a regular hockey fight? I mean, because I find the fact that he goes public with it to not be smart, because let's say Svechnikov goes out and gets in a fight and, knocks Ovechkin into next month and, really hurts him. Then it's going to end up with it could end up with charges, and that's premeditation.
Well, I'd worry about the next game for Washington. If I'm the Capitals, I'd worry about how the Carolina Hurricanes going to retaliate against Ovechkin the next game, because that's where it's going to happen. I wouldn't worry so much about Evgeny Svechnikov and whenever he makes his NHL debut against the Washington Capitals. I don't worry about that.
Well, I just bring it up because he's a Red Wing, and obviously, with a local guy getting involved here, it's not Ovechkin's first concern, but I will say that I think it's intriguing now, more intriguing here for the Detroit audience, because at some point, look, given where Evgeny Svechnikov is in his career, he's probably going to be a Red Wing next year, which means, if he's not, I'm not even sure if he then gets himself, do they have to waive him? I can't remember, but there's some rules here with when, where he's got to be next year. He might have to be a Red Wing next year. And if that's the case, he'll probably face Ovechkin. And then we got ourselves a story.
Well, also, time will pass, and he'll get the story from his brother, what happened, what was said, what went down, and calmer heads can prevail and see what happens.
Do you think that happened already?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
This was posted, it says 58 minutes ago, but it's a screenshot on our website. If you want to see the story, see the fight, and the Instagram post from Evgeny Svechnikov, the Red Wing, it's on 971theticket.com. 248-539-9797. Nate. What's up, Nate?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
So I follow a NHL Russian contributor on Twitter, and it's just funny because he noted that was the first ever Russian versus Russian fight in the playoffs, and the first ever Russian versus Russian fight happened in the NHL about 20 years ago, and it included Rod Brind'Amour and Alexei Kasananov.
The first ever, well, Brind'Amour's not Russian. Right?
Nate?
Yep. Yeah, I'm here.
You said the first ever Russian on Russian fight included Rob Brind'Amour?
I'm sorry, the first ever fight that included a Russian player.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Rod Brind'Amour.
Was 20 years ago?
Yeah, that included, the
Alexei Kasatonov, the first time that a Russian got in a fight was Kasatonov against Rod Brind'Amour.
Yes, correct.
was that St. Louis for Brindamore and New Jersey for Kasatonov?
Yep. Yeah. So I just thought, interesting note there that,
Whether Rod Brindamore is involved in the first ever round.
Now he's involved.
It's an interesting side, no?
248-539-9797. Ticket text 97136. I don't know. Maybe the hockey crowd has an opinion of whether or not that Ovechkin, drew a line, or was it just a normal hockey fight where the kid got the crap beat out of him? It's Karsch and Anderson, 97.1 The Ticket.